apparently, strapping heavy weights to your nuts is the best way to get stronger. On a serious note, here are 5 things I learned when getting stronger over the past 3 months. The first thing that I learned is that volume is key in strength training. You can do a number of things, including improving technique, better CNS adaptations in that specific movement, and as a bonus, you also get to do active recovery with that movement. These are all very important, and if done at a high intensity, will definitely overwhelm your body and you will not be able to progress. Remember that volume is the key and that intensity does not have to be high on every single set. The second thing that I learned is that linear progression is not always the way to go. There are 3 major progressions you want to know about. Linear progression, where you add weight every workout at a high intensity. Then you have wave progression, where you start at a lower intensity and you add weight until you get to a high intensity set. And then once you reach the high intensity, then you drop the weight until it's close to the original intensity, but a little bit higher. Then you also have step loading, which is where you increase the load by adding a set and eventually adding a rep until you get to a high intensity. Then you restart the process with a higher weight. After 2 months of linear progression, it was time for me to start wave progression. Instead of doing a 3x5 at high intensity and adding a pound every set, what I did was I did a heavy single with back down sets, and I'd start very light with the heavy single. So for example, I was at 50 pounds for the dips. I added 5 pounds every workout until I peaked at 70 pounds one week. And then when that became heavy, then I dropped it back down to 55, which is a little bit higher than the original 50. This is to ensure stable progression over time. And this is definitely the way to go after you maxed out linear progression. The third thing I learned is that you get strong in the rep range that you train in. Yes, this should be common sense, but most people think that you have an equal carryover to high reps as you do with low reps. I found out after doing a 3x5 for a month that my high rep work was pretty bad and my very low rep work was pretty bad as well. For example, the heavy single felt really heavy, and even though I could easily do it if I trained it, I was not accustomed to the heavy weight yet. So this is a very, very important thing. So when you're trying to switch programs, you definitely want to account for the fact that you're probably not ready for the weight if you change the rep range. And yeah, guys, that's gonna be it. If you have any questions about anything, I'm happy to answer it below if you comment. Peace out.